saying you are listening to, you are absolutely listening to the George Espenlaub Show, coming to you live from the Funny Farm. Now, with no further ado, here comes Georgie!
All righty. It's Monday night. Thank you. Thank you. And as I say every time we come on the air, thank you, Charlie. That was a fine introduction. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends, Romans, and countrymen, you're listening to the George Espenlaub Show, coming to you live, from the Funny Farm in a place called Our World. In our world, it's a lot safer here than it is out there. We have two goals in mind, friends. Number one, we want to bring a smile to your face. We want to lift the load, lighten the load. And if we can make you laugh, we're going to be very, very happy. Number two, we want to make you just as crazy as the rest of us. Just as crazy. That's our goal. Now listen, whether you're down the street, around the corner, across America, or around the world, we want to invite you to come in. The chat room is open. There's no chairs in there, none whatsoever, because we do a lot of dancing around here. And we want you to come in, enjoy yourself, have a great time, mingle, get to know one another, and everybody will be happy. Well, I've got to say this, or they'll have my head. Tonight's show is sponsored by Unicorn Chasing with Maxine and Walter, and Grummy's Custom Flags. So you'll hear more about that as time goes on. But I better mention it, and I better mention it now, or somebody will have my head. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us in the chair tonight Mr. John Arnold and Melissa Morris. I'll get it right.
Yeah.
I'll get it right. Most of the time, the only thing I remember is that I forget. And they are Melmo and the Middlemen. Now, there's three other members, right, guys?
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Larry Warner and Cole Reeves and Bill Garcia.
All righty. Hey, I was telling John, Melissa, that I watched the interview you guys did. You, John, and I think it was Larry.
Yes.
And that was really good. I enjoyed that.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Yeah, we have a good time.
Now, if you folks that's listening, and the folks that are going to listen later, and the folks that are going to listen even after that, you can go to their website. Let's see if I get this right. It's melmo.live. Is that correct?
That's it.
That's it.
And there's all kind of goodies on there. I was in and out of there, I don't know, 3 or 4 times this afternoon, just cruising through, looking at the pictures, just being nosy. But that's what it's there for, right?
That's right.
Exactly.
So
Get to know us, listen to our music. And
right.
That's right. That's right. And so don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, melmo.live. Even Espenlaub can remember that one. Melmo.live. Let me start by asking you, Melissa. I can remember your name because I have a daughter by the name of Melissa.
See. It's a good name.
Yeah, it is. I understand that you're not only the lead vocalist for Melmo and the Middlemen, but you're an actress.
That's true. I do musical theater. I actually just closed a show. I was doing Tarzan the musical here in Colorado, and then I'm going to be doing Mamma Mia soon. So.
Oh, Mamma Mia! Yeah, all right.
Really.
So how did all that how did that actress thing start in the first place?
Well, when I was a kid, I did a play in like middle school, and I just caught the theater bug and fell in love with it. Fell in love with performing, and I would always sing and dance around the house. And John actually saw some talent in me, and actually got me into a few classes, and then it just kept up with it ever since.
Yeah, Melissa's my niece, so I've known her since she was about 9.
So, how do you know, I can't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time anymore. How do you balance the two? I mean, you know, you're the lead vocalist with the band. You're into the theater work. How do you do that?
You know, it can be tough at times. It's hard to get schedules down, but you know, it's my passion, so it's easy to do something that you love. You know, it's not work if you love it. You know, kind of thing.
I'm glad you mentioned that word passion, because I'm always telling people, find your passion, find your passion, find your passion. Most of the time, they look at me like I have two heads, which I might. I'm getting very old now, so I might be growing another head. But I try to emphasize, especially to these young people, find your passion, find your passion. Everything else will fall in place.
It's so true. I mean, it helps you just be a great human. You know, you just find your happiness and you roll with it. You know, you don't let it out of your grip. You know.
So John tells me you guys are, 25 miles or so north of Denver?
That's true. Yeah, we're based out of Firestone, Colorado.
And John, let me ask you this. And you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. How long have you been playing music?
Well, I started playing guitar when I was in junior high school, 7th grade, and that was still in the 60s. So, and I played guitar, folk guitar mostly. I was a folk singer for a long time, and then started playing more and more electric guitar. You know, I heard the Byrds and Love and Spoonful and Poco and stuff like that, and started playing electric guitar in groups. And then about that time, I also heard pedal steel. I heard Buddy Cage play pedal steel with the New Riders, and I wanted to learn how to play one of those things the worst way, but I didn't know where you would get one. I didn't know where you'd learn how to play it. I did nothing about it for a number of years, and then I was lucky enough in the 90s to meet Buddy Cage, an idol of mine. And the first time I talked to him, I said, "Boy, I just fell in love with pedal steel the minute I heard you playing it back in 1970." And he said, "Well, if you'd have bought one back then, you'd be pretty darn good by now, wouldn't you?" Well, I said, "Yeah, that's true." So I went out and got one, and boy, the minute I started playing pedal steel, I really haven't picked up a guitar since.
It's definitely one of the most complicated instruments I've ever seen, and I'm just in awe of that instrument and John's playing. Yeah. I think it's pretty good now.
I was gonna,
taking a while.
I was going to ask you that. Look, I have a hard time turning the knob on. While we don't have knobs on radios, I have a hard time getting the radio to work, much less play an instrument. But from what I've heard, that is a difficult piece of machinery to operate, isn't it, John?
Well, when it's all put together and working right, it's not that tough. once you get used to it.
He's being humble.
Yes, yeah, I get it.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Hey, when you first started playing guitar, like in 7th grade, did you just kind of pick it up, or did you have somebody mentor you, or how'd that all happen?
Well, it started out, we had a guitar club that was run by my junior high history teacher. So I learned a few chords there, and then I met a guy in that club. We'll just leave him nameless. I don't want to drag him into this because we immediately started smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, and cutting school and going to his house and spending all day over there playing guitars with our buddies. And it was just downhill from there. He's a fairly well respected guy now, and I wouldn't want to blow the whistle on him at this point, but. It's all his fault.
He knows who he is.
He knows who he is.
Somebody's got to take the blame. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But yeah, no. I mean, the minute I picked up a guitar, I was hooked. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Wow. Look, can we step back for just a few minutes while we play this wishful drinking song?
Sure.
I'd love that.
And my first name is George, but everybody calls me Pops, and throughout my life I've been called all kind of names. But anyhow, like Curious George, the monkey Curious George. I'm always curious because I love music. I'm always curious how these titles came about, the lyrics came about. Is there a story to this one, or?
Well, that one in particular was written. That's the only song on our CD that isn't going to be written by one of us.
Uh-huh.
That song was written by Walter Egan, who's a friend of ours through Buddy Cage. But Walter was a pretty big deal back in the '70s. He had an album called Magnet and Steel that was really big right about the time Fleetwood Mac was big, and he toured with them. Mm-hmm. And he's an artist back east now, not too far from you, I don't think. But he wrote it with, I think her name is Jill Block, when he was with a band called the Brooklyn Cowboys. So that's really it's the only cover tune we're going to do on the CD, and we'd like to thank Walter for letting us use it.
Yeah, it's a really fun song.
It is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends, Romans, and countrymen, Melmo and the Middlemen, wishful drinking.
Friday night rolls around in this city, and my week of working is done. I got some bread and I'm sitting pretty. Tonight I need to have me some fun. My friends all say it's best, it's over. Wishful drinking, let's make it a double. Then maybe all my wishes will come true. Like I wish we never met, and that I could forget. Wishful drinking, still thinking about you. When I'm feeling just fine around midnight, and I'm flirting wishful drinking, let's make it a double. Then maybe all my wishes just don't seem to get you off my mind. When you wish upon a star, they tell you that all your dreams and wishes will come true. But when you wish upon a bar, no matter who you are, it's just one more headache when you're through. Wishful drinking, let's make it a double. Then maybe all my wishes will come true. Like I wish we'd never met, and that I could forget. Wishful drinking, still thinking about you. Yeah, wishful drinking, still thinking about you. Check, please.
Wow, that was just some good down-home, foot-tapping, finger-snapping, head-bobbing, booty-shaking music. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
ladies,
it's a fun music.
and ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. This is the kickoff. This is the kickoff night of foot-tapping, finger-snapping, head-bobbing, booty-shaking week. And we're going to run Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And you're gonna move so many parts in the next several days that you're not even gonna know that you had those parts until probably the next morning or so. But look, get out there, stretch, get loose. You know what I'm saying? Get loose, get down, and move. Music is good for the soul. It'll make your feet tap. So there I am, tapping my feet. Snap your fingers. It'll bob your head. And most of all, when you get all those three things going, your booty's going to shake automatically. So get it done. Get it done. Hey, guys, you're a lot of fun. I mean that.
Thank you.
I heard you tell the man in the interview of how this band got started, and I sure would like for you to share that with the audience. But it went something like when you were doing some karaoke. Yeah, karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at a bar near our house having a good time, and they were doing karaoke night. And I went up and sang a song, and the owner, he was like, "Wow, you're really good." And I was like, "Thanks, I have a band." And he was like, "I'd like to book you for New Year's Eve." And I was like, "That sounds great." And so he booked us, and we hadn't really formed the band yet. We just had been...
We had no band at all.
We'd just been talking about forming a band. Granted, I was guest singing with our sister band, the Country Touch, but I hadn't had official bands yet. But I booked us before we were even together because I believed in us that much.
Right. Then we had to learn 48 songs in like 10 weeks.
I was going to ask you how long did you have to put this whole thing together? Wow.
Not very long, considering that there were vacations in the middle and holidays.
Yeah, I think it was about 3 months.
Yeah, and when she came home and told me she had booked this, I hadn't even talked to Larry yet about being in the band, much less Cole or Bill.
But you know, my grandmother, God rest her soul, she used to say, "Now you listen to me," and she'd point that little wrinkly finger at me. "You listen to me. When somebody asks you if you can do something, you say yes." But Grandma, what if I can't? You say yes. You'll figure it out. So yeah, you were.
That's what's the theater training there.
Yeah.
You were spot on.
Yes.
That was great. And probably never blinked an eye when you was telling that man, right?
No.
Oh, that's great. I like that.
Yeah, great. We sound awesome.
Hey, but it all came together, right?
We sure did.
So,
now we're coming up on almost 3 years in September.
wow.
No.
I like that.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I just sat back and cracked up, and I thought, now there you go. That's confidence. That's confidence.
You know, you can't let anybody stand in your way, even if you don't have everything you say you do.
That's right. That's right. Because look, if you don't take that first step, you're
don't
not.
Cloud the issue with facts.
That's right. That's right. Facts can get in the way quick.
That's right.
But you can't get nowhere until you take that first step.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can figure out the rest while you're slowly walking that way.
I mean, it certainly lit a fire under our keisters, for sure.
We got real busy real quick.
Yeah, I can see where that would happen fast.
You have a deadline, so we got to get there.
So John, when you were informed that you were going to do this New Year's Eve gig in a matter of 9 or 10 weeks, and the wheels started turning, you got to form a band. Did you have anybody in mind?
Well, I knew Larry from church.
Uh-huh.
And I knew that he played the kind of music that we wanted to play, and I had played with him in the church band, so I knew he had the sound we were looking for, and really it was just a matter of, you know, hopefully him being free enough to do it, and fortunately he was, you know, and then Larry, and then you know, we needed bass and drums, and I really did not know where I was going to go with that, and Larry said, you know, that he knew some guys, and it worked out real well because, you know, we Larry and Cole and Bill had all played together in a couple of bands before, mostly blues bands and stuff, but they were used to playing together, and they knew that little trick that three-piece bands have to know about how to make it sound real full, even though there's only three of you.
Uh-huh.
There's a trick to that, and they knew it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you add the steel to that. It really gets the sound gets real fat real quick, and so it was. So he invited them to come up and jam, and we had about 10 songs that we picked that we said we were gonna try out, and sat down, and boy, it fell together really quick. It was
instant chemistry.
Yeah,
with all of us.
That was an eye-opening afternoon.
I gotta ask you guys this, because I'm sitting here thinking I can see this thing playing in my head. There's a lot of things that go on in my head, but I can see this one very plainly. So you tell this guy at the bar, yep, we got a band.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you inform John, yep, this is what happened, and you spin into action, and then John talks to Larry, and Larry knows some people. Was there a great big kind of like a sigh of relief when that happened?
Oh, certainly was. I mean, like if we didn't have this band, we would have used, you know, Country Touch.
Right.
But John and I had talked about like a few months before that of wanting to form our own band and do the kind of music that we want to do. So it was that seed was already planted, but I just lit a fire under it.
Right.
And I was like, we got to do this now.
Right.
We have a gig.
And I could just see in my mind a fist pump. Yeah. I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the fist pump was after that first jam. I thought, okay, we can actually probably do this.
Yeah, it was exciting for sure.
Oh, you go, Melissa. You go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. So, John, you knew Larry, but I guess you didn't know the other two fellas.
No, I knew of Bill.
Uh-huh.
Drummer.
Because he'd been around the scene for a really long time. I just had never gotten to, and I think I had actually heard him play because I'd been to see Larry play a few times.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I'd heard Bill play drums at some point. I just couldn't have told you when.
Right.
And then we didn't know Cole.
We didn't know Cole at all.
Cole and Larry are really, really good friends. Yeah. And, you know, when you know good musicians know good musicians.
Right.
You know, so we had complete faith in Larry, and then when we all came over and played that first time, it was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good the first time we went through the song.
Yeah. But we've gotten so much better since then,
right.
trust me.
And you got that yippee feeling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play this next song. Oh, man, this is fun. You guys are fun. You are really fun.
No.
We're going to play this next song, Melmo and the Middlemen. I'm so tired of these blues. And listen, I love the blues. So, friends, Romans.
Larry and Melissa wrote that one.
Yeah, me and Larry wrote this one.
Friends, Romans, and countrymen, lend me both of your ears, because you're going to hear I'm so tired of the blues.
Jack boy, all work doesn't play. Well, Jack, that dull boy, we're the same in every way. Gotta find a life worth living. Gotta have me some fun today. Gonna find my own way. Gonna have me some fun today. Yo, I'm so tired of being let down. Yeah, I'm so tired of being let down. Don't you say you're gonna be there. We both know you ain't coming around.
I'm so tired of the blues, but I'm not tired of the blues. I mean, that's the title of the song. Wow. Hey, I want to take a moment just to give a great big shout out to my friend John Bundy. Let me tell you how John and I met. We were in Ireland yesterday afternoon listening to a friend of ours who has a radio show, Harry Burke, called The Swingin' 60s. We had to go all the way to Ireland to bump into each other and start talking, having a conversation. And lo and behold, I mean, we just clicked. And I mean, things happen. And John's in the chat room tonight. So, John, old buddy, thank you so much for everything that you've already done. I really appreciate it. And we're going to play them tunes. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. We're going to play those tunes. And we shared information ever since yesterday afternoon, last night, today, this afternoon, this evening. So it's good to have you, old buddy. And welcome to Cassandra and Ed and Nancy. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry. Just smack me upside the head. I'll get it right here sooner or later. But wow, you guys. Melissa?
Yes?
That was a real, true, I mean, down deep in the soul, blues singing. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow. When I hear music like that, I don't know about everybody else, but I get that warm, fuzzy feeling way down deep inside. My wife will tell you that there's something, wrong in my head. And she's probably right. But, man, when I hear the blues like that, I just get all warm and fuzzy down deep inside. So you guys formed this band. You've been together for like 3 years now, almost 3 years, right?
Yeah, almost 3.
Tell me some of the places that you're going to be out there.
Well, let's see. We got coming up September 7th, we're going to be at the Collision Brewery in Longmont. Mm-hmm. And then we've got
Zio Romelo's
downtown Denver on the 13th.
And then the Mead Festival.
Right, Mead Festival on the 14th.
We pretty much have a lot of gigs coming up in September. And our Facebook page and band page will have all those dates on it.
Yep.
Being somewhat older, you forget every exact date.
We do have, the big one we got coming up is the one at, there's a real nice club in Lafayette on October 13th called Nieces in Lafayette.
Yes.
And that's going to be a real proper show, and that'll be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go to melmo.live. MELMO, melmo.live. Melissa, you got time to tell us how you got Melmo?
Sure, yeah. So my name is Melissa Morris, and when I was in college, one of my friends started calling me Melmo, first part of my first name and then first part of my last name, and it just kind of stuck. And everyone kept calling me that in my theater life. And we knew that we wanted to probably use that as my stage name for the band. And then I wanted something that had an MM feel to it, too. So one day I was just going through the dictionary, and I came across middle, and I was like, Middlemen. Oh, this is perfect. They're all middle-aged men. This is great. Describes us perfectly.
I'll tell you what, from doing karaoke one night, and the man said, "You're really good," and you said that you have a band, which at that very moment you didn't, and that fell together, and then Melmo and the Middlemen, that all came together. I'm telling you, you guys got it going on. You got a horseshoe in your pocket or what?
Sometimes it's just fate, and you put the hard work in, and it just works,
Wow.
It's a little bit of luck mixed with some hard work.
There you go. There you go. Goodness gracious. But you know what? Well, we don't know what would have happened. We know what. Well, I guess we do. Quit your spluttering, Espenlaub, and get it right.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't have told that man you had a band, it might have been a longer time before you did have a band, huh?
Yeah, that's true. That's certainly true.
Oh, my goodness gracious sakes alive.
Yeah.
Melmo.live, ladies and gentlemen. And for you folks out there in that Denver area, you make sure that you follow these guys. Hey, John.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This next song, this next song, when I heard it, I just instantly fell in love with it. And
Oh, thank you.
And I listened to you explain the history behind it. Sherman's Toothpicks. Could you share the history of that thing before we play it?
Sure. I had that. That's going to be the title cut, or that's going to be the name of the CD as well. But I had that phrase in my head for. I don't even remember where I first heard it, but what it was that during the Civil War, when Sherman marched through Atlanta, when everything they burned so hot that really all the thing that was left standing was these landscape timbers that they used to build the houses back then. They didn't have proper foundations. They had these giant timbers that they pounded into the ground, and they spread something on them to kind of try to fireproof them, and then they and keep them from rotting. And they built the houses around those. And, the fires burned so hot that they burned the houses down to ash. Nothing was left but these sticks sticking out of the ground. And they called those Sherman's Toothpicks. And I just, I had that in my head for years. And then just one day, the song just eventually wrote itself, just, talking about just the desolation, the absolute desolation and destruction and of that kind of warfare, and then the aftermath of that, and what happens to you, just the destruction, the complete desolation you feel, when a relationship blows up or something like that. And the minute I started thinking about it that way, it wrote itself pretty quickly.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a beautiful song. I love singing it.
It is a beautiful song.
Gives me the goosebumps every time.
And we're going to play
Plus,
it.
This particular version has a nice steel line on it, too. I like it.
We're going to play it. Ladies and gentlemen, Sherman's Toothpicks.
Sherman burned his way through Dixie to the sea, and all there was before wasn't standing anymore. He left toothpicks where the mansions used to be. 1984, you don't love me anymore, and all I can do is lay down here and bleed. Like 100 years before, when Sherman knocked on George's door, you took the good and torched the shell. You did indeed. And just like Sherman's toothpicks, bones are all that's left of me, lying scorched beneath a fiery southern sky. Smoldering back behind those ivory eyes has come unleashed from another fuel to burn. 1994. No sign of love 10 years before. Just a trace of white where once this body lay. One more memory in the mud, not unlike Sherman's victim's blood that stains Atlanta soil still today. Just like Sherman's toothpicks, bones are all that's left to me, lying scorched beneath a fiery southern sky. Nothing much to look at in the cold, hot light of day. Just the sun in me and my bright red Georgia clay. Just the sun in me and my bright red Georgia clay.
Wow. That was so cool. I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
Sherman's Toothpicks, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Melmo and the Middlemen. Listen, guys. Oh, let me say this before I let you go. They've got another song, and all you got to do is just jump up there on SoundCloud. It is "Living Long Like This" on Melmo.live.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah, it is. I think it is. It might. It might not be. I think it's on the SoundCloud.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the SoundCloud. Just search Melmo and the Middlemen, and that's an old
Rodney Crowell.
it's an old Rodney Crowell tune. It's a live cut that we took. That was actually from that first gig that we had over at that club when we had just formed the band.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So go to SoundCloud and type up there in that little box thingy, that little search thingy, Melmo and the Middlemen, and it'll take you there. And then you can just, now listen, when you click on it, don't be sitting down because you're not going to stay there. So I would advise you when you walk to your computer or to your device or whatever, stand up and do it because, it's the thing that's going to get you. I call it the thing. You're going to tap your feet, snap your fingers, bob your head, and pretty soon your booty's going to be shaking. So just do it. Go to SoundCloud. John,
Yeah,
Melissa.
if I'd have known you'd wanted it, I could have emailed it to you because I've got a copy of it right here. But
Listen.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. Have everybody check it out.
yeah, two of those songs, "Wishful Drinking" and "So Tired of These Blues," are also on SoundCloud now too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Melmo.live. Hey, guys, will you please tell the other fellows that I said hello?
I certainly will.
You guys are just so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun for me. I know.
Yes, it was fun for us too. Thanks,
Yes, it was.
George.
And listen, you've got my phone number. You've got my email address. If there's anything I can do to help you, please don't hesitate to contact me. I walk around with the phone plastered to me anymore because it blows up all the time, one way or another. So contact me.
I will.
And if you got any promo stuff, send it to me, and I'll put it up on the page and the whole 9 yards. And I wish you the very, very best. And I want you to come back. We'll follow your journey. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
That
sounds
we'll
great.
give you a holler when the CD's closer to being done.
Yeah.
All righty.
Thanks, Pop. We really appreciate it.
All righty. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Melmo and the Middlemen. Thank you, folks.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
George.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow. They're bubbly people. I like bubbly people. Hey, I'll be right back in just a minute. I got to catch my breath.
but you can lay it all down with me. 'Cause in the end, I'm just trying to show you you don't need more pain and misery. And baby, 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 you gotta hold on to what we got and give me, give me, give me all of your love, all of your love. Yeah, baby, 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 you gotta hold on to what we got and give me, give me, give me all of your love, all of your love. 'Cause me and you, we got a good thing going. Don't cast it off. Just let this love keep showing. Yeah. Ooh. You say you're tired and you're growing weary. I'm here to give you everything you need. Your heartaches and pain will all heal with time, girl. Your love is mine if we plant the seed. And baby, 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 you gotta hold on to what we got and give me, give me, give me all of your love, all of your love. Yeah, baby, 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 you gotta hold on to what we got and give me, give me, give me all of your love, all of your love.
Hey, I want to thank Melmo and the Middlemen, John and Melissa, for being with us tonight. They were super, super guests. That don't sound right, does it? Super, super guests. But they were super anyhow, and I love their music. Go to melmo.live, melmo.live, and then jump up there to SoundCloud and just type in that little box thingy, that search thingy up there, Melmo, Melmo, and the Middlemen, and it'll take you right where you need to go.
Oi, 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 oi.
Man, that dude, he got to go get something done about that. He's always hanging out here at the Funny Farm Radio Studios, and I mean, we tell him to go get something. You know, we got medical facilities here at the Funny Farm. We are self-sustained, ladies and gentlemen. So there's no need for his name's Peter. There's no need for Peter to run around and act like that. And then there's this guy. Yep. So we're going to put in a call to the Funny Farm EMS service. They can come and they can pick them up and put them back together again. See, this guy that just fell out of, the way up there, he perches up there every single show. And every now and then, he'll fall asleep, he'll nod off, and he'll fall out of that perch up there and like to kill himself. But somehow, miraculously, he survives. And then they put him back together again, but he comes right back into the Funny Farm Radio Studios and climbs up there on his perch only to do it again later on. I don't know. Just go figure. I'll be back in just a second because I've got to make these announcements or somebody is going to have my head.
You started a fire somewhere deep in my mind. See the barbed wire, the place is grown all wide. 'Cause I don't know if it'll be enough or if they really care. There's a stairway down for the both of us, but let's not go there. You got me thinking, whoa, I don't know how we got here. Oh my, I think we better run. We ought to leave this place tonight, I'm telling you. Pack up your suitcase, we'll find a new place. We'll cross the border, can't stay no longer in this town. Somehow in this small place, minds begin to shrink when everyone is too fake. Your hope eventually sinks, 'cause I don't know if it'll be enough or if there's a way out. There's a stairway down for the both of us, but I won't have it. Whoa, I don't know how we got here. Oh my, I think we better run. We ought to leave this place tonight, I'm telling you. Pack up your suitcase, we'll find a new place. We'll cross the border, can't stay no longer in this town. I don't wanna waste no time, feel it coming now, it's a sign. Never felt like this in my life, not waiting a minute, awaken my spirit now. You got me thinking, whoa, I don't know how we got here. Oh my, I think we better run. We ought to leave this place tonight, I'm telling you. Pack up your suitcase, we'll find a new place. We'll cross the border, can't stay no longer in this town. See it, no.
And this is the first night, Monday night, the very first night. Oh, Espenlaub, cut it out. This is the very first night of Tap Your Foot, Snap Your Finger, Bob Your Head, and Shake Your Booty Week. Tomorrow night, we're going to have Zach Day out of Mississippi. I believe he's somewhere in Colorado right now. He's touring, but he'll be with us tomorrow night. Thursday night, we will have Cass Clayton, the Cass Clayton Band. She and the band will be here. And then on Friday night, we'll have Rick Lally out of, I believe it's Kansas City. If I'm wrong, he'll correct me. So we got a full plate of foot tapping, finger snapping, head bobbing, booty shaking music. Now, I've got to do this. Our time is slipping away. But listen, Unicorn Chasing with Maxine and Walter. If you've never been to what they call a ring bomb party, make sure that you go to Facebook, type in that search thingy, that little box up there, Unicorn Chasing, Chasin, Unicorn Chasing with Maxine and Walter. and check out what a Ring Bomb Party is. They go live 2 or 3 times a week, so you can check them out. They'll be delighted that you came, and I know that you'll be glad that you went or came, whatever the difference is. But check them out, Unicorn Chasing with Maxine and Walter. The other thing that I have to mention tonight is check out Grummy's Custom Flags. That's GRUMMY''S, Grummy's Custom Flags on Facebook. Do the same thing in that little search thingy, Grummy's Custom Flags. Custom-made wood flags made to order with logo of your choice. You call Travis, 814-207-5489. That number again, 814-207-5489. Wow. All right. I was a little late getting them, but I finally got them. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Anyhow, I see Bear is in the chat room. Hiya, Bear. Good to have you, buddy. Wow. Melmo and the Middlemen. They were wonderful. And go to melmo.live and you can read all about it. Whew. I see that our time is almost gone. Oh, my goodness gracious. But we're coming back. We're coming back tomorrow night with more. Zach Day will be with us. So tell your friends. Shout it from the rooftop. Let them know that the George Espenlaub Show will be live one more time tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right here on Spreaker. And by the way, iHeartRadio, Spotify, we're on the VIP network, iTunes, Google, Tumblr, Twitter. I mean, we're out there. I mean, we fly through cyberspace. I mean, it's like, wow. I don't even know where we're at. I don't even know where we're at half the time. But nonetheless, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right here on Spreaker.com. Tell all your friends. Bring somebody with you. Come into the chat room. I thank everyone that is in the chat room tonight. I thank you very, very much for your participation. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope that you're listening, wherever you're listening from, you enjoy it. Down the street, around the corner, across America, somewhere around the world. Hey, we have a big presence in Paris, France. I'm checking out all the statistics this afternoon. We have a big presence in Paris, France, and other parts of the world. But we have a big presence in Paris, France. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends, Romans, and countrymen. Until tomorrow night, thank you for being with us. If it's nighttime where you're at, have a great night. If it's already daytime, have a great time. But regardless of what it is, be kind to one another. Help one another. And I trust that God will keep you right in the center of his hand. John Bundy, thank you for coming tonight, buddy. I hope to see you more often. Thank you for everything that you've already done. We'll get together. We really will. To all of our friends, far and wide, to all of you, from all of us here at the Funny Farm, Charlie, Harvey, Miss Ernestine, and the whole gang, God bless you. And good night, everybody.